strict rigor. That's how bee society works in Jerry Seinfeld's Bee Movie and apparently in real life. Doesn't seem like much fun. You are born, grow a little, attend school for 3 days. A bee just graduated from college, is disillusioned at his lone career choice, making honey. On a special trip outside the hive, Barry's life is saved by Vanessa, a florist in New York City. As their relationship blossoms, he discovers humans actually eat honey, and subsequently decides to sue them. When the bee Barry B. Benson Jerry Seinfeld graduates from college, he finds that he will have only one job for his entire life, and absolutely disappointed, he joins the team responsible for bringing the honey and pollination of the flowers to visit the world outside the hive. Once in Manhattan, he is saved by florist Vanessa Bloom, Renee Zellweger, and he breaks the bee law to thank Vanessa. They become friends and Barry discovers that humans exploit bees to sell the honey they produce. Barry decides to sue the human race, with destructive consequences to nature. Claudio Carvalho, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Does good necessarily follow good intentions? Barry B. Benson Jerry Seinfeld, a bee who's just finished his education and hates the idea of picking a lifelong vocation, meets a human, florist Vanessa Bloom, Renee Zellweger, while buzzing about Manhattan. She takes him to a supermarket where Barry discovers shelves and shelves of honey. Realizing it has been taken from bees, who work tirelessly and exhaust themselves for their 2 cups a year, he follows the delivery truck back to the honey farm, gathers evidence, and files suit against humanity. But what if Barry wins and the honey is returned to the bees, who can then slack off? An ecological cataclysm? J. Haley @hotmail.com. Barry B. Benson Jerry Seinfeld graduates from college and is now working at Honux. And then, when he flies outside the hive, he meets a human florist from New York City named Vanessa Bloom, Renee Zellweger. And suddenly, Barry finds out humans eat honey. He plans to sue them. To edit a plot. Tap it. Doesn't seem like much fun. You are born, grow a little, attend school for 3 days, and then go to work for the rest of your life. Are you going to work us to death? A young bee asks during a briefing. We certainly hope so, says the smiling lecturer, to appreciative chuckles all around. One bee, however, is not so thrilled with the system. His name is Barry B. Benson, and he is voiced by Seinfeld as a rebel who wants to experience the world before settling down to a lifetime job as, for example, a crud remover. He sneaks into a formation of ace pollinators, flies out of the hive, has a dizzying flight through Central Park, and ends up, never mind how, making a friend of a human named Vanessa, voice of Renee Zellweger. Then their relationship blossoms into something more, although not very much more, given the physical differences. Compared to them, a Chihuahua and a Great Dane would have it easy. This friendship is against all the rules. Bees are forbidden to speak to humans, and humans tend to swat bees. There's a good laugh when Barry explains how a friend was off by a rolled-up copy of French Vogue. What Barry mostly discovers from human society is, gasp, that humans rob the bees of all their honey and eat it. He and Adam, his best pal Matthew Broderick, even visit a bee farm, which looks like forced labor of the worst sort. Their instant analysis of the human-bee economic relationship is pure Marxism, if only they knew it. Barry and Adam end up bringing a lawsuit against the human race for its exploitation of all bees everywhere, and this court case, with a judge voiced by Oprah Winfrey, is enlivened by the rotund, syrupy voiced Leighton T. Montgomery John Goodman, attorney for the human race, who talks like a cross between Fred Thompson and Foghorn Leghorn. If the bees win their case, Montgomery jokes, he'd have to negotiate with silkworms for the stuff that holds up his britches. All of this material, written by Seinfeld and writers associated with his television series, tries hard, but never really takes off. We learn at the outset of the movie that bees theoretically cannot fly. Unfortunately, in the movie, that applies only to the screenplay. It is really, really, really hard to care much about a platonic romantic relationship between Renee Zellweger and a bee. Although if anyone could pull it off, she could. Barry and Adam come across as earnest, articulate young bees who pursue logic into the realm of the bizarre, as sometimes happened on the Seinfeld show. Most of the humor is verbal, and tends toward the gently ironic rather than the hilarious. Chris Rock scores best, as a mosquito named Mooseblood, but his biggest laugh comes from a recycled lawyer joke. In the tradition of many recent animated films, several famous people turn up playing themselves, including Sting. How did he earn that name? and Ray Liotta, who is called as a witness because his brand of Ray Liotta honey profiteers from the labors of bees. Liotta's character and voice work are actually kind of inspired, leaving me to regret the absence of B.B. King, Burt's Bees, Johnny B. Good, and the evil Canadian bee Slavamaster Norman Jewison, who, oh, I forgot, he exploits maple trees.